Hi, my name is Chida, and today I'll be answering your most burning questions about purpose, calling, passion, feeling stuck, the meaning of life, according to ChatGPT. I'm a professional life coach, and over the past 6 years, I've helped hundreds of people find their purpose and gain the clarity and confidence to create a fulfilling, meaningful life and career, doing what they love, making an impact. So let's see what you're most curious about, or at least what ChatGPT says you're most curious about. So I've prepared a little something. These are the questions. I kind of know what they are approximately, but I don't know which is which. So I'm just going to randomly draw them and try to answer them in a rapid fire way. I'm intrigued what I pick, and let's go. Let's start with the first question. Here we go. What if I never find my purpose? What if I never find my purpose? This is a really good one. And I would say your purpose is really simple. It's to be authentically who you are. A lot of people create this big thing about purpose and finding the thing and having it be something big or you being on a mission in this life. In fact, your purpose, if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, is just to be authentically you. So to unfold yourself, to unfold all the colors of your rainbow, to authentically share yourself with the world. And if you and test it out, if you go through the world over the next a week or so, really trying to be the most authentic version of you possible. See what happens with your life. See how you start to feel. See what starts to unfold, because that's the beginning to everything. So, purpose isn't really something big. It's you being you. And so, what if I never find my purpose? That is your purpose. There's nothing else for you to do than be authentically you. Now, I do also differentiate calling, which is a little bit different. Maybe we'll get to it here. Um, but your purpose, you don't have to fear in the slightest, because just be you, and that's it. There's nothing else for you to find except to uncover the layers that you've kind of put onto yourself so that you can get to your authentic version of you. That's your mission. That's your discovery. Next one. Will this be a fire round? I wonder. I really. Okay. Does everyone have a purpose? That question is kind of an extension of the question that I just had. So, yes, your purpose is to be your most authentic version of you. And there's this quote from Neil Donald Walsh that I absolutely adore, from Conversations with God. And he says, your soul doesn't care about what it's doing. Your soul cares about how it's feeling while it's doing whatever it is that it's doing. So it's the feeling that it's after, not the doing. Meaning, if you follow things that light you up, that light up your soul, that is your mission. That is your purpose. Making sure that you are authentically you. Another one. Question number, what is it? 3, 4. What if I'm good at many things? How do I know which one is my purpose? For the sense of ease, okay, I'm just going to really quickly capture two things here. Number one, your purpose is essentially being authentically you. There's nothing else. So that's your purpose in this life. Your calling, on the other hand, is something that you feel called to do. And you can only get in touch with that if you're really in touch with you. So, what if I'm good at many things? If you're good at many things, what really calls you? Sometimes you're going to be, if you're asking in a professional sense, I'm good at many things, which one of these things should I do professionally? The answer is, well, test it out and see what actually feels good to create an energy exchange. So exchanging your work for some sort of monetary compensation. I'm also interested in many things. I love history. I love psychology. I obviously love coaching and personal development. I love Korea. I love languages, but I wouldn't necessarily, be language teacher. I wouldn't be a Korean teacher. I wouldn't be a historian. I do, however, really feel called. It feels like something deeper in me to contribute to people's well being and to see them in their full potential. And so, just because you're good at many things doesn't mean that all of those things are going to call you to do them professionally. So, the answer would be test it out. Test it out and see what generates the most energy, what motivates you most, what gives you the most satisfaction and fulfillment, and go with that one. Next. How do I even know if I'm on the right path? Amazing question and very simple answer. If it feels good, you are on the right path. There is no wrong or right turns in this life. Everything is very, very intelligently designed. And you have an inner guidance system that's working there for you. And that's your body knowing, your gut knowing, your intuition. And if you listen to that, that's going to lead you to alignment with yourself, with your true self. And when you're in alignment with your true self, you know that you are always following the highest version of you. Now, really quickly, right or wrong, like I said, there is no right and wrong. If you look at the bigger picture, sometimes you need to take a wrong turn in quotation marks to receive a lesson from there in order to correct your alignment. But just because it didn't lead to the result that you were expecting doesn't mean that it was wrong. So think about that. Next. Okay, I'll take this one. Is my job supposed to be my purpose, or are they separate? Like I mentioned in the beginning, your purpose is just to be. So there's nothing else for you to do. Your purpose is to be authentically you, to receive lessons, to receive from life, and to give who you are. Essentially, that's your purpose. So that's good news, because there's nothing for you really to go out and do and find. Now, if we think about calling is something I like to understand as you being called to do something. I think I mentioned that in a previous question. And so, no, your job is not supposed to be your purpose. Your main task is to be authentically you. When you are authentically you, the world around you starts to change. Different people come into your life, different opportunities come into your life, ideas can come, and divine guidance can come. And that means you're going to be open and exposed to opportunities, to jobs, to business ideas that feel much more aligned with you. And again, when you are living your purpose, so being authentically you, that's where you open up the space to receive inner guidance and to understand, what do I really care about? What do I want to do in the world? So you kind of move away from me. What do I do so that I feel good? But you start to understand, how can I use my unique gifts and talents to make a difference in this world? And I strongly believe, and I see this with my clients all the time, that underneath there is an innate desire for us to serve in different ways. So some people are going to serve through services, some people are going to serve through creating products, but there's always twofold. So you want to feel good in what you're doing, and you want to make sure that what you have to give serves the world. And when you combine those two, that is magic. Next one. Ooh, how much time do we have? What if my purpose is just to be, not to do? You got it. This is it. You got it. Nothing more to say. How do I turn my passions into something meaningful? You turn your passions into something meaningful when you make sure that they serve the world in a way. So if you love to skate, for example, how could that be meaningful? Well, could you teach other people to skate? Could you skate in front of other people, go to competitions, go to wherever you go to skate to entertain people? Could you create a manual, a YouTube channel, a tutorial, something, a book, write a book on skating? So anything that contributes, that helps you put your gift, your passion out into the world in a way that it serves other people. Okay. So the meaning part comes from serving others. How can you serve with your passion and with your gift? Ta-dam! Okay. Next one. Short break here to share something really exciting with you. If you're ready to find your purpose and build a fulfilling and meaningful life and career doing what you love, then come join my free 3-day mini course, Purpose and Potential 3 Days to Clarity on Your Soul Purpose and the Work You're Meant to Do in the World. This is such a powerful course, and I've jam packed it with some of the most powerful insights from my 6 years of working with clients and my personal research. And this is what you'll be getting in the 3-day mini course. You will learn how to uncover your soul purpose and your calling. You will understand what's been unconsciously holding you back from living your full potential and living your purpose, and understand how you can translate your unique gifts and talents into a career you love, or how you can ground your purpose into a career you love. So it's 3 days, and it's actually really simple. So every day you will get an email sent directly to your inbox with bite-sized lessons and homework. You do that. And then we also have an online learning platform and an exclusive WhatsApp group where we can cheer each other on, acknowledge each other, and celebrate each other and hold ourselves accountable. So it's going to be amazing. I really, really hope you join us. The link is in the description. Let's get back to the video. What is my purpose in life? Well, I've answered that one quite a few times. So let's skip this one. I'm sure there are other really good ones in here. This is actually really fun now that I'm into it. Okay. What if I find my purpose, but it doesn't pay the bills? So let's go one step back. Your purpose is to be. There's nothing else for you to do there. Be authentically you. I mean, what you can do if you want to find your purpose to be authentically you is to find you. So that's number one. If we talk about professionally and if we talk about something you want to do professionally, what is the limiting belief underneath that? Let's say you feel called to create a business or some sort of, I don't know, an online course, or you want to offer handmade jewelry, and you think that, I mean, what do you think? That's the question. What do you think will happen if you do that? If you feel a calling, you feel a nudge, you feel this burning within you, in your heart and your soul to create that. And now the question is, if I do that, what do I fear? That it won't pay the bills. Apparently for this question, that what I want to do won't pay the bills. So question that. Question any limiting thought. How do you know? I just heard this recently and it stuck with me, and I say it to myself all the time. There are 8 million people, 8 billion, 8 billion people on this planet. 8 billion. Do you really think that what you have to offer can't pay the bills? It doesn't mean that you can't set yourself up in a way that it's less risky. I fully support that, to make sure that you're financially safe as you're out exploring whatever it is that you want to do. So make sure you do that first. I mean, or if you want to dive straight and do that too, that's up to you. But at the end of the day, why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? There are so many things in this world. I mean, I think about things that are created that are absolutely not necessary in this world, but that are like a nice to have, but they still sell. So, why wouldn't your service or your product pay the bills? What limiting beliefs and fears are underneath that? That's the key for you in order to allow yourself to really go for it. Ta-dam. When we get through all of these, can my purpose change over time? So let me rephrase this again. Your purpose, no. Your purpose, you being authentically you receiving what life has to give you and you putting yourself into the world, no, that won't change. Your calling can change. So it could be that at one stage in your life, you're really called to put out something in the world. I don't know, let's say you're very eco-conscious and you want to create a garden and sell vegetables and your homemade homegrown vegetables, and you're really passionate about that, and maybe you grow it into this whole business and franchise. I mean, who knows? And then it could be that once that calling is kind of fulfilled, you're going to feel it within you. Oh, I don't need to hold this up. You're going to feel it within you when it's going to feel almost completed. And then if you give it space and time, you're going to hear a new calling. There's going to be a new nudge because you change through life. And I would love for you to give yourself the opportunity and the permission to change, to adapt, and go with the flow of life versus just sticking to that one thing just because 10 years ago it was your top choice. Well, 10 years ago, it may have been, but that doesn't mean it has to be your top choice today. So follow your top choices. And yes, your calling can change. Why not? Okay. Tack. There we go. Two more. How do I separate my true purpose from what society, family, or culture expect of me? This is such a good question. Your true purpose is being authentically you. And oftentimes people think because in your society or your culture, it's good to be, I don't know, a lawyer, a doctor, an architect, whatever those roles are, that you should be fulfilling that in order to satisfy who? Maybe your parents, your grandparents, people in your life, your friends, your relatives. Essentially, the key for you here is to come back to who you really are, and your inner guidance will tell you. Even now, if you find yourself, let's say that you're somehow being a lawyer or being a doctor was something that your family really wanted you to do, and in order to please them, and because that's just kind of how you felt or how your cultural structure is set up, you went ahead with what they wanted for you. You're gonna be getting signs from your body that it's not feeling good. And when you start getting those signs, that is a big red flag that something here is out of alignment. So how does that manifest? It feels heavy. You feel tired. It feels like you have to put in a lot of energy. Your body is just not going to be alive. You're not going to feel motivated or inspired. It's not going to feel expansive. So when you live your purpose, being authentically you, and then you discover your calling, so what you're meant to do and what you feel called to do, it's day and night. There's that type of being is lightness. It's flowing inspiration. Ideas come, opportunities line up, people line up, a new guidance comes in. It's just flow, flow, flow. It's like you're swimming with the river, like the river is almost carrying you. And when you're following something that's not really yours, it feels like you're swimming against the current. It takes so much effort, it takes so much energy. And that's how you know you're not living your true purpose, you're not being you. And then the next question is, what needs to change? What do I need to do? What do I need to allow myself to do in order to live my true purpose? And what's holding me back? What fears, what limiting beliefs, what doubts, what expectations, what's holding me back from me being authentically me? Yeah, good one. We made it to the last one. Yay. Okay. Is purpose the same as destiny? No, your purpose is you being authentically you. You being authentically you. Now, destiny, do you believe in destiny? Or maybe you don't believe in destiny. Here's probably where our beliefs are going to be a little different. My belief about destiny is that there's a certain direction of life that, well, there are certain lessons, let's say, in our life that we're going to learn. Now, how we get there is a bit more freer. So it's not like our stations are predetermined. I think there's a lot of options and we can get to where we want to go in the end in, this way, or we can go that way. We can go like this, or we can go like this, or da 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 da, or da da da. That being said, I do think that there is a certain rough direction of life. Now, if that's destiny, I'm not sure. But what I do know for sure is that if you allow yourself to be you, that is going to make your life much easier, much more enjoyable, much more fulfilling and meaningful. And it's going to open up opportunities and paths that you wouldn't be able to take otherwise. And so, whatever your destiny is, your journey towards there is undoubtedly going to be much lighter, much more enjoyable, much more easy. There we go. We did it. The bowl is empty. The questions were really, really good. So thank you, ChatGPT. Thank you for spending your time with me. And I do hope you join us in the free 3-day mini course, Purpose and Potential, 3 days to clarity on your soul purpose and the work you're meant to do in the world. I can't wait to see you there and see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Mwah.